888-727-BECK. It's Pat and Stu for Glenn. We're talking about this unbelievable story with the Washington Post saying that Tebow, is given special exception because he's Christian.
It's his lauding.
And that's why he's lauded the way he is.
Yeah.
If it was a Muslim, we all know that he'd be scorned because Chris Jackson changed his name to
Mahmoud Abdul Rauf.
And we hated him for it.
No,
hated him.
And of course, the truth is, we really did get on his case, but only because 5 years after he converted and changed his name, he began criticizing America, not standing for the national anthem, and saying that the American flag was a symbol of oppression and tyranny.
I'm so tired of people not recognizing the greatness of America. I'm sick of it. There is no more tolerant place. Where do so many different kinds of people get along as well as we do here?
Yeah.
Where? Name the country that mixes religion, ethnicity, race, as well as we do.
Yeah, you look at
Name
the countries even in the enlightened Europe. I mean, how do you think the Muslim and English relationship is? How do you think the British relationship? How do you think the Muslim and French relationship is? They have all sorts of stuff that goes on in that country. And Glenn's covered some of it on TV and radio. I mean, they butt heads all the time. It's not pretty. And here, I mean, you hear about it in the media all the time, but I don't know that it's actually happening.
And, one of his points was if a Muslim player said, praise Allah, like Tebow says, I want to thank Jesus or whatever he says at the end of the game, we'd be all up in arms about it. There's nothing more in your face than changing your name to something like, you went from Lou Alcindor to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. That's a statement.
Right, that's a statement, and
Nobody
it's a
cared.
Major statement. And not only
Cassius Clay to Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, and it's a statement that of religion, of faith, which is fine, but it's also one that you're asking us to participate in. You're asking us to say, okay, we honor your choice as a Muslim, and we will start calling you by your different name. I'm perfectly happy to do that. But that's way more in your face than Tim Tebow at the end of an interview going, oh, by the way, I'd like to thank Jesus. Like, that should not be even mildly controversial. You're talking, How
would you like it in Iran if a Muslim converted to Christianity, famous basketball player in Iran, they do play basketball there. His name is Mohammed Abdul Rauf to start. And then he changes his name because he converts to Christianity. Now his name is Christian Crusade. I wonder how that would go over.
That would not go over well.
Would that go over pretty well?
Even if it was like, something a little bit like it was like Moses Job.
I don't think it would work.
I don't think they would be happy about that. I don't think he would get the same treatment that he gets here, that's for sure.
No.
And it's interesting because, we'll go to any lengths. Look at Ron Artest, who plays for the Lakers, who has changed his name to Meta World Peace.
I refuse to call him that. I will not call him Meta World Peace.
You will not call.
I won't.
I don't think I could either.
I don't know if it's. I don't even know if it's religious in nature or just peace loving in nature. Shut up. Meta World Peace. Give me a break.
Yeah, I have no idea.
He's got World Peace on his jersey. Yeah. They call him that on the play-by-play, which sounds ridiculous.
It's hard to focus because as you're watching a Lakers game, it's like, the pass from Kobe Bryant over to Meta World Peace, who pulls up for a 15. It just sounds bizarre.
I have an example of that right here.
Okay. Bryant, Meta World Peace. Ho-ho!
There it is. From OK, listen to this.
Peace. Ho-ho! Bryant, Meta World Peace. Ho-ho!
Meta World Peace.
Because they had what was the guy back in the day? World Be Free.
Yeah,
I guess he did kind of the same thing.
World Be Free.
And we honor
but at least they
choices.
could say free. It's the pass goes over to Free. Free takes a shot. This guy's last name is World Peace.
Right.
Not Peace, not World Peace. Shut up. He's Ron Artest. And he's not even that great a are we supposed to believe he's all about world peace now? Is that the deal?
Yeah, because he's no longer beating up fans in the stands. That's great. Maybe he's made a person. Maybe he's had that conversion.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Well, you should talk about his pivot point.
Yeah, maybe he has had one. I don't know.
But what is it?
It's like we will go to almost any length to honor your religious choice or even just your choice. I don't know. Again, Meta. Yes. I don't know what Meta World Peace means. I did see that someone was referring to Meta, meaning is like a Buddhist term for. I don't know that he's Buddhist or not. I don't know. Bottom line is we will go out of our way out of our way to honor almost anybody's choice about everything as people.
Always
the government won't do that, and for whatever reason, the media will not honor that when it's Christianity. But it seems that if every other choice is just perfectly fine, and honestly, like, I don't care. I could care less. It does not hurt me to call him Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. If he wants to be called Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, fine with me. And it doesn't bother me at all.
Me neither. But meta world peace does bother me.
World peace.
I won't do it. I'm sorry. No, you're on our test. Get out of my face with the world peace thing. You're on our test.
That sounds like not... It sounds like a political statement, not
I didn't like the Ocho Cinco thing either. That was ridiculous as well.
I don't like it either, but people call him that.
Stupid.
They call him Ocho Cinco, don't they?
Yeah,
they do.
I don't like that.
You call him Chad Johnson still?
Yeah, Chad Johnson.
I mean, that's...
Which I understood he was going to go back to, but I haven't seen him do it.
No. I know he had problems with changing all the... Because the NFL he's a big player, and Chad Johnson had 1 million uniforms out there. They were all printed.
Had to change him.
I think he bought a bunch of them, didn't he? He bought all the old Chad Johnsons before they would start printing Ocho Cinco.
But you're right. That's how tolerant we are.
Yeah.
But, according to people like Meghan McCain, who was on Leno last night, we're basically racist. We're haters.
I'm sorry. How is Meghan McCain appearing on Jay Leno?
No.
What has she accomplished in her life to appear on the Jay Leno program?
Sheer unadulterated stupidity on a scale that must be celebrated, and so they do. But her big deal last night was that she compares herself to Ronald Reagan. Seriously? Is that what you're going to do?
No.
And yes, that's what you did.
I'm a big proponent of gay marriage. It has isolated me in Republican circles.
Yeah.
People don't think I'm Republican enough.
No, what's isolated you in Republican circles is that you're an idiot. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's what's isolated you.
I mean, honestly, I care less about a grape's opinion about gay marriage than I do Meghan McCain.
I was talking to a bathroom bull brush about it the other day.
Yeah, what did they
And
think?
I was somewhat interested.
Yeah.
But Meghan, not so much.
Don't care. You're not isolated because of that. You're isolated because nobody cares.
So here's her latest genius.
I'm a big proponent of gay marriage. It has isolated me in Republican circles.
Yeah.
People don't think I'm Republican enough because I'm a big advocate of marriage equality in this country. I'm very proud to do it. I'm very proud to do it. My mother joined me. It's one of the reasons why I love being in politics. I just think this is my generation's civil rights issue.
Are you in politics?
How insulting is that? It's her generation's civil rights issue.
Who is it insulting to, though? I mean,
are homosexuals being hosed down in the streets? Are we sicking dogs on them? Are we busting into their bedrooms and dragging them out to jail? No.
Yeah, because even if
things are not happening.
Even if you're a person who thinks there should be gay marriage, it seems an odd thing to equate it to the idea that the difference here is that the state would recognize that you're married. That's the difference. When you're talking civil rights issues, you're talking about lynchings. You're talking about people being beaten in the streets.
Separate bathrooms.
Yeah.
Water fountains.
I'm sorry.
Riding in the back of the bus. These are things that homosexuals are not going through.
No, I mean, it's certainly not on a large scale.
If they are, it's wrong, and it's against the law.
Yeah, it's against the law.
By the way.
Remember, African Americans back in the day were fighting against the government who imposed things like segregation. It's the opposite now. I mean, you're fighting against. You have to change the law. I understand with marriage, but it's not on the scale of being chased with dogs and being hit with fire hoses.
But her genius continues.
I'm not saying anything, but I think when people are
But she's never spoken a truer statement. She's not saying anything. She never does.
She never does say anything.
Never does.
Why are you what is so wrong with people getting married? I don't understand. And Republicans, can be very hypocritical when you say you're a strict constitutionalist and then you're against. You want to regulate people being married. I mean, I just don't understand.
If you remember in the Constitution, gay marriage is, of course, included. And now Republicans are trying to overturn that.
It's in the Good and Plenty Clause.
It is?
Yeah, right under thou shalt not offend anyone.
And thou shalt have the right to health care.
Yes, and health care is in there. And then the right to salary,
I gotta say,
the right to housing, and the right to food.
Every copy of the Constitution doesn't include the Good and Plenty Clause. I never see it.
But I know it's in there.
I know it's in there.
Those are the hateful copies.
Somewhere.
There's Republicans making hateful copies. Don't be deceived by that.
Okay.
Reagan's get elected today?
I think if Ronald Reagan were running today, he would be called a dirty moderate like me, unfortunately.
Gosh, that pisses me off.
Yeah, no, it's true, because you remember the hardcore support for gay marriage that Ronald Reagan had. Obviously, he was huge on
his support was so intense. He actually married a man.
Yeah, that's right.
1973.
1973, he married a guy.
For a short while, Bob,
Bob.
Bob Reagan, but his name initially was Bob Greenfield, and so he went by Bob Greenfield Reagan. And for a while, he was married to both Nancy and Bob.
Really?
That's how committed that Ronald Reagan was to gay marriage. He did it to set an example for the country.
Really?
So this is a really good comparison she makes to Reagan here.
I don't remember that.
Our problem with Meghan is not. No, I have never heard anybody call her a dirty moderate. Have you ever heard that? I've heard people call her an idiot.
Yeah.
A moron.
Oh, I have people said, for example, that she is on.
She's progressive.
Like,
she's admitted that.
Yeah, she said that herself. But that she's on MSNBC because she's a Republican that will criticize Republicans.
That's what.
So people do hit her on that, I would say. But mostly, it's just like you just start saying really stupid things over and 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 over again. Somebody occasionally begins to notice.
It's just that she's not more smarter than a lot of us.
I think she's. This is going to get me in trouble, but I actually think she's just more smarter.
Well, I think it might be that, or it could be
that we just don't give her a small emoticon.
Yeah. People can write whatever they want. They're still in office. I have no problem with this type of thing being written if they were out of office. I think some small emoticon of privacy, and granted, I'm no fan of the Obamas. I mean, in general, I'm a Republican, but I'm just saying they deserve some small emoticon that's okay for her to, continue.
And again, she did the same thing. I'm not saying anything. She said that to Leno, and now she just said, I'm not saying anything about the Obamas. Yes, you are. You just did. And every time she's about to say something controversial, I'm not saying anything, and then she says something.
And then she says a small emoticon.
A small emoticon of something.
Illustration generally produced by typing punctuation into my keyboard. If we could just give them that, a small one of those, I think everything will work out fine.
We have a small emoticon of more smarter stuff on the way on the Glenn Beck program.
Feed your addiction to fact at gbtv.com. The truth lives here. Mercury.
When I see someone being bullied, I intervene, and I should probably fix the way I intervene, but it's how I feel that it should be dealt with.
I was always put down for everything I've said before, and I was never had any positive reinforcement, so that just led me to go and be all by myself and just be away from others.
Who here has seen that epically bad music video, Rebecca Black Friday? Oh, man. This is what's wrong with America. Do you guys know why she left school? It's because she was getting bullied. Has anyone here been bullied before, or anyone know anyone that's been bullied? What does bullying actually look like?
Maybe like tripping someone or calling them names.
Really? Mm-hmm. Anyone else have examples of? Yeah, Liam.
Being kicked in the chest or having your finger almost broken.
You've seen someone be kicked in the chest in school?
No, I did get kicked in the chest.
Really? How'd you handle that?
Well, it wasn't a strong kick. It was just enough to knock me over.
What was bullying like for you in school?
Just not fitting in. People, if you weren't like the popular kind of people, then you just didn't fit in at all.
How has bullying affected you?
Well, it makes you not want to go to school or camp or wherever it would happen.
Really?
So it has an impact on what you do on your daily schedule.
How do we fix bullying? Is there a way to fix it?
I would actually stand up for myself and say, you know what, lay off me, go get a life.
Just let it not bother you and not fight back, because then they think that it's messing with you, but if it doesn't bother you, then they won't be like, well, what's the point then?
Yes, Isabel.
Praying for them.
Praying for them. Wow. That takes a big girl to do that. Have you ever been bullied? No. But you think prayer is a good way to... What's something you can do to be good?
Well, you cannot... Don't bully them back and maybe say, hey, is there something wrong? Can I help you with anything? Or something like that. I would say, I'm not afraid of you. Would you just leave me alone? What have I done to you?
I think it's because they could have bragging rights and therefore they could be more popular than other people.
They think they are more powerful. They think they can do anything. They think
they can stand over them, but that's actually not true, because we're all equal.
Mercury.